Michelle Sullivan Govani, President of the Graduate and Professional Student Association, will now greet the class of 2019.
Okay, I know I'm one of the last things between you and celebration, so I've promised to keep my remarks brief. Plus, I've never loved public speaking. I'm shaking. And President Crow's laughing. I have to follow him all year, and he's a pretty effective speaker. This past year, I've had many people suggest I pretend I'm okay with speaking, but I've found that embracing my discomfort and acknowledging it for you all to see is what makes me feel a little more at ease. So in that spirit, I'm going to ask you all to be open with me, maybe a little uncomfortable with me, and in front of your peers and your mentors and your loved ones, please raise your hand if at one point during any point of your graduate education you felt that this day would not come. Keep it raised if at some point you felt like an imposter. You're not a good teacher. You're not a good researcher. How many of you felt like quitting at one point? How many of you felt that way more than once? I don't graduate until this summer. I'm quite jealous of you all today. I'm in that final grind right now, and I was feeling incompetent just last week, just yesterday actually. I was working through some analysis that wasn't moving as quickly as I'd hoped. Several pages of writing I'd churned out and spent hours on were suddenly seeming irrelevant and frankly not good. To top it off, as an interdisciplinary student, as I know many of us at ASU are, I was doubting my worth as a scholar, wondering what exactly I could claim to be an expert in, given that I'd pursued many approaches to my project as opposed to the traditional approach of just one narrow focus. So, in a moment of helplessness, I was scrolling through social media, as one does and probably should not do, and I came across a peer in her status update who articulated my anxiety. Can anyone out there remind me why I thought getting a PhD was worth it? To our doctors in the front rows and on the sides, I know you've been there. And yet, here we are. Whatever was driving you, passion for your subject, family, career goals, the right to say you did it. You've arrived. For the past few or several years, you've worked long hours climbing toward your educational goals, often while balancing work, family, and your own personal well-being. It's an inspiration to look upon a group of people, many of you who are my friends and my peers, who've dreamed big, worked hard, and achieved something so special and well-earned. I know it might be strange to ask you to remember the hard times on a day of celebration, especially after President Crow told us not to whine. But I really do hope you'll recall that you face self-doubt, and especially that you can move through it and learn from it again and again. And it was worth it for this moment and the ability to effect change in your own life, as well as the lives of others. None of us are naive enough to believe that we'll never have self-doubt again. The world's problems are complicated and often daunting. Our national and global discourse can feel charged and discouraging. Whatever is waiting out there for you, professional, personal, maybe further educational goals, it's going to pose its own challenges. But you're ready. I believe our degrees confer far more than expertise and tools. We've honed our critical thinking, our common sense, our powers of observation and discernment, our ability to reach out and understand across disciplines, across cultures, and our capacity for self-reflection and growth. As you go out into the world beyond grad school, first of all, let me know how it is. But let formidable challenges inspire new ideas and unlikely collaborations. Know that we can achieve greater outcomes when we include and listen to diverse perspectives. Don't accept the way things are just because they've always been that way. Let challenges energize you. And remember that at one point or another, we've all felt and are going to feel incapable, despite our evident abilities, credentials, and strengths. I hope you'll feel as I do that it's empowering to share our struggles, because then we can also share optimism and support with ourselves and with one another. And we can recognize that we've grown stronger, not just smarter, through this process. It's been my honor to serve as your student body president for the last year here at ASU. Thank you and congratulations.